Hey everybody, it's Mark from Perseverance Woodworks, and today I want to talk a little bit about dovetails and how I do hand cut dovetails. So these are some dovetails that I've cut out. These are the tails, and the pins will be in here. I haven't done the pins yet, but these are some dovetails that I've cut out, rough cut out, and you can see that they are pretty rough. You can see chunks in here that are still in there, and I'm going to clean them out. So to do the dovetails, I have two saws. I have a back saw for, I have a rip saw, and I have a crosscut saw. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking off, I'm just paring back. I'm taking off just a little bit to get to this knife wall, pulling it out, going down just a little bit. I don't want to move that wall, so I'm going in here like so, and just pulling out just a little bit. When I got a little bit of that out, then I'm going to come back here and take it out. And what I'm going to do is I come along, take out a little more. I'm not going to go all the way through. I'm just going to go about halfway. And the reason I go halfway is I don't want to blow out the fibers of the wood on the other side of this piece. So I'm going to stop about halfway. When I get close to the wall, then I'm gonna stop. So here you can see I'm gonna go in here, and I'm just gonna put a little mark in here. I'm gonna take this, just pare out just a little, like that, a little bit. Pare down just a little bit again. I'm just using hand pressure here, nothing big. Going down in there like that. And now I got the fibers cut away just a little bit from this back edge. Now that I got the fibers cut away, I know I can go ahead and clean up some of this here. It's not going to push up too hard against my knife wall. And that's good right there. And I'll leave this little section to trim out. Okay, so what we've done is we've cut our tails, and now we're going to cut our pins. And I've started marking them off, but I want to stop and show you. So one of the things that I like to do when I cut my dovetails is a little trick I picked up from Paul Sellers, and that's I cut a little rebate here, or a rabbet. It's a little groove. I take out just a little bit of this backside of the tails, and I'm going to show you why. It's because when you set your tails up against your pin board, now you got a little ledge that you can hit it here. If you don't have that ledge, then it'll just slide around. So I got a little box here, piece of wood, and when I put my box and my piece of wood in, well, it's not set now, but it was set, so it's dead even, so it's on there. So what I like to do is, once I get this on here like this, since I know I'm going to be using a saw blade to cut, so I know it's going to be one saw width, I'll put my blade flush up against the side of this board here, push this one flush, and then I'll just push this over just a saw blade wide, just a saw blade over. Now I'm over just a saw blade. And I'll hold it there, and I'll use this to mark. Pull it, pull it, pull it all the way across. Do the same thing on the other side. And the reason we do that is because now when we cut, we are sure to be cutting on the waist side. We are sure that there's going to be just a little bit of wood left here that we can pare down so that our pins and our tails will fit very snug together. So that's just a little trick. Once you get your pins marked out here, I also like to, this is the tail, so I know that's going, I mark it up so that I know what I'm going to be removing. Okay, so what I want to show you that I've done here is I've got a line showing where I'm going to cut down to. I'm cutting down to this line, and this line is the width of my pin, of my tail board. So exactly that width. So I'm going to cut down to here. So I put knife marks in all these lines and across the top. Now, to get the line on the other side, this is what I want to show you. I put a little knife mark there because I know that that's where my depth of my board is. And what I've done is I've taken my square, set it up, put my blade in the groove, run my square up, put another little notch right there, and that's all the way across. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Put my knife in that little groove that I made, put my square up flush, Put a notch there. Now, I'm gonna put a line across here. What I do, a trick, keep my pencil very sharp, I use a little sandpaper. Stick my pencil tip in the groove I just made. Put my square up against it. Run the line across. Same thing on the other side. Pencil in the groove. Run a line across. And if they line up, then we know we're square. Now that I've got this set, and I know that this is what I'm cutting out here, 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 and here, so that I don't have cut marks all the way across that, even though this is going to be the bottom and you'd never see it. I like to have good practice. Put my knife at the beginning of where I'm going to cut and come over to the next line. Put my knife where I'm going to cut, come over to the next line. What I'm doing here is I'm putting knife marks, knife walls in, so when I go to chisel this out, now I got a clean, straight surface that I'm going to put my chisel in so that I have a perfect, or at least as close as I can, perfect match to my tails. You can see how the dovetails are at an angle, because the tails are at an angle, the pins are at an angle. Then you just bring the line straight down. So now I'm going to cut the lines for where I'm going to run my saw. 1, put it in the groove. 2, put it in the groove. 3, just straight up and down. Now you take your blade. I always put my thumb in here to guide it. Get one going down and across, and just let the blade do the work. Come back at an angle, get down to that line, look over here, check your line. Good. And I do all of them on the same angle, same time. Down to the line, back over to the line. Just like that, and we're going to go all the way across and all the way back.